Paul Pogba, a name synonymous with power, elegance, and flair in modern football. From his explosive rise as a teenager at Juventus to his World Cup winning performance for France, Pogba's career has been a fascinating journey of highs, lows, and pure genius. But when we talk about prime Pogba, we're looking at a player who, for a moment, was one of the most dominant and complete midfielders the game had ever seen. Today, we take a deep dive into the peak years of Paul Pogba's career, analyzing what made him so special and why his prime still has fans and critics alike talking about his true potential. Early promise at Manchester United's youth academy. Pogba's journey to superstardom started at one of the world's biggest football institutions, Manchester United. Signed from Le Havre in 2009, a 16-year-old Pogba joined the club's prestigious youth academy. Even then, it was clear that he had something special, a unique combination of size, skill, and a footballing brain well beyond his years. Under the tutelage of United's coaching staff, Pogba quickly rose through the ranks. His ability to pick out passes, drive forward with the ball, and his shooting from distance made him a standout player in the youth setup. However, the first signs of his ambition to be a top player also led to a falling out with Sir Alex Ferguson over playing time, resulting in Pogba's departure from Manchester United in 2012. At the time, it seemed like United had let a generational talent slip through their fingers. Juventus, Pogba becomes a world-class midfielder. When Pogba arrived at Juventus, few could have predicted how quickly he would rise to prominence. But in Italy, Pogba found the perfect environment to develop into a world-class midfielder. Under the guidance of manager Antonio Conte, Pogba was given the freedom to express himself while playing alongside seasoned pros like Andrea Pirlo, Claudio Marchisio, and Arturo Vidal. Juventus fans immediately fell in love with Pogba's style of play. His powerful runs from deep, his ability to glide past opponents with ease, and his trademark long-range strikes became a feature of his game. It wasn't long before he was making headlines across Europe, helping Juventus dominate Italian football. During his time at Juventus, Pogba won 4 consecutive Serie A titles, 2 Coppa Italias, and reached the UEFA Champions League final in 2015. He was no longer a prospect. He was a fully fledged superstar. His performances in Italy caught the attention of clubs across the globe, but one team in particular was determined to bring him back home: Manchester United. The return to Manchester United, a world record fee and unmatched expectations. In the summer of 2016, Manchester United made Pogba the world's most expensive player, paying Juventus a staggering £89 million to bring him back to Old Trafford. The signing was more than just a transfer. It was a statement. United were banking on Pogba to lead them back to the top of English and European football. Expectations were sky high. Pogba's first season back at United was one of adjustment. He showed flashes of brilliance, such as his powerful displays in midfield and his chemistry with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But there were also growing pains. Manager Jose Mourinho used Pogba in various positions, trying to figure out how to best utilize his unique skill set. Despite the criticism, Pogba played a key role in Manchester United's 2016-17 season, helping the club win the League Cup and the UEFA Europa League. 2018, Pogba at his peak for France. While Pogba's time at Manchester United had its ups and downs, his performances for the French national team during the 2018 World Cup cemented his legacy as one of the best midfielders of his generation. France came into the tournament as one of the favorites, and Pogba was at the heart of their success. Throughout the tournament, Pogba played with maturity, discipline, and tactical awareness. His role was more defensive than what fans had seen at club level, but it highlighted his versatility and footballing intelligence. Pogba was crucial in the final against Croatia, scoring a vital goal in France's 4-2 victory and guiding his team to their second World Cup title. After years of hype and scrutiny, Pogba had reached the pinnacle of world football. He was no longer just a player with potential. He was a World Cup champion. The defining characteristics of prime Pogba. To truly understand what made Paul Pogba so special during his prime, we have to break down the attributes that defined him as a player. When Pogba was at his best, he was the complete midfielder, a player who could do it all. 1. Physical dominance. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches with an athletic frame, Pogba was a physical specimen in midfield. He could shield the ball from opponents, shrug off challenges, and win aerial duels with ease. This physicality allowed him to dominate the center of the pitch, both defensively and offensively. 2. Technical prowess. Despite his size, Pogba possessed the technical skills of a much smaller player. His first touch, dribbling, and ability to control the tempo of a game were second to none. Pogba's long-range passing was a particular standout. He could switch play effortlessly. 3. Creativity and vision. Pogba's vision and creativity allowed him to unlock defenses with through balls and clever passes. He was the kind of player who could create something out of nothing, often delivering the decisive pass in the final third four. Long-range shooting. Pogba was known for his powerful shooting, particularly from distance. During his prime, he scored some absolute screamers, whether from open play or set pieces. His ability to strike the ball with both power and accuracy made him a constant goal threat. Struggles with consistency and criticism. For all of Pogba's brilliance, his career has been marked by one persistent criticism: consistency. At Manchester United, Pogba was often scrutinized for his inconsistency in performances. On his best days, he was unstoppable, a game-changer capable of dominating midfield battles. But on his off days, Pogba could be passive and uninvolved, leading to frustration among fans and pundits. Much of this criticism was fueled by Pogba's price tag and the expectations that came with it. As the world's most expensive player at the time, Pogba was constantly under the microscope. Every poor performance was magnified, and every mistake was dissected. Critics questioned his work rate, his attitude, and his focus on off-field activities. Was it fair? Or were the expectations simply too high for any player to meet? The truth lies somewhere in between. When Pogba was on form, he was one of the best in the world, but his inconsistency and lack of support from the system around him sometimes meant that fans only saw glimpses of his true potential. Pogba's legacy. A midfield maestro. So, how will prime Paul Pogba be remembered? As a player who could do it all, a player who at his best was simply unplayable. He's won trophies, lifted a World Cup, and given fans some unforgettable moments of brilliance. Paul Pogba may not have had the most consistent career, but his peak performances remind us of the extraordinary talent he possesses. Few players could combine his strength, vision, and flair with such ease. When he was on form, there was no one quite like Paul Pogba. What's next for Pogba? Now, as Pogba enters the later stages of his career, the question is, can he find that magic once more? Can he prove the doubters wrong and remind the world of the player he truly is? One thing is for sure, Paul Pogba's story isn't over yet, and we're all eager to see what the next chapter holds. Thanks for watching. What do you think? Was Pogba's prime enough to cement him as one of the greatest midfielders of his generation? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth football analysis.